Good day everyone. Our topic is DepEd Order number 55, Series 2016, the policy guidelines on the national assessment of student learning for the K-12 basic education program. Number 1, the Department of Education or DepEd is adopting the enclosed policy guidelines on the national assessment of student learning for the K-12 basic education program. Number 2, assessment is the process of measuring learners' progress in the attainment of learning standard and 21st century skills. The result of the various forms of the assessment shall be used to quantify judgment on learners' academic performance. So, the creation of the Special Curricular Program of Student Inclusions allows the development of an Inclusive Education Framework or IEF, which will determine the basic education requirements and improve the planning and monitoring of related programs to better serve children with special needs. So furthermore, the Mother Tongue-Based Multilingual Educations or MTBMLE policy, DepEd implements the Mother Tongue Curriculum Guide, which highlight Filipino Sign Language or FSL as the mother tongue as learner with special needs. So, upang matugunan ang mga tagapagturo sa epektibong proseso ng pagkatuto sa mga guro ay binibigyan ng kaugnayan sa pagsasanay. So the department implements a classroom-level language mapping through DepEd Order number 55, Series 2016, which includes sign language for deaf learner, the result of which will be used across governance levels, from planning and policy development to capacity building of teachers. So the number 3, the National Assessment of Student Learning is an integral part of DepEd Assessment Framework. It aims to monitor the Philippines education system and school public accountability. So dito is responsibilidad ng Philippine education system na pagtuunan ng bawat mag-aaral at bawat paaralan. Gaya na lamang ng mga batang nasa lansangan is dapat sinusubaybayan at maibigay ang edukasyon na para sa kanila. So the letter B, assess the effectiveness and efficiency of the delivery of education services using learning outcomes as indicators. So, sabi dito is tayahin ang pagiging epektibo at kahusayan ng paghahatid ng mga serbisyo sa edukasyon gamit ang mga resulta ng pagkatuto bilang mga tagapagturo.
So, next is C, to provide information that will guide decisions on instructional practices. So, dito is nagbibigay sila ng information na makakatulong sa pagbibigay ng kaalaman or ways sa mga guro upang mapabuti nila ang kanilang pagtuturo. So, dito, binibigyang diin nila on how important yung pagsusuri sa mga paraan ng pagtuturo ng mga guro. So, next is determine if the learners are meeting the learning standards of the curriculum. So, dito, it simply means that dinedetermine or minomonitor nila if the learners are meeting the learning standard of the curriculum. So, importanteng minomonitor nila ito just in case na hindi nami-meet ng isang bata ang learning standard ng curriculum is alam nila ang gagawin para ma-meet ng isang student ang learning standard ng curriculum. So, next is to measure student aptitude and occupational interest for career guidance. So, dito naman, measuring student aptitude and occupational interest is a fundamental component of effective career guidance. So, through standardized tests, cognitive assessment, interest inventories, and personality assessment, educators and career counselor can provide valuable insight to help students make well-informed decisions about their future careers. So, the last here is assess prior learning for placement, accreditation, and equivalency. So, assessing prior learning are integral components of the education system. Here, it provides opportunities for individuals to demonstrate their knowledge and skill acquired through various means, such as work experience and self-study. So, the assessment of prior learning serves multiple purposes, including placement into appropriate educational programs, accreditation of skills, and establishing equivalency for formal education. So, based on the aforementioned rationale of National Assessment of Student Learning, DepEd will conduct the following assessment through the Bureau of Education Assessment.
So first is the Early Language, Literacy, and Numeracy Assessment. So, ano nga ba itong Early Language, Literacy, and Numeracy Assessment? So, it is the ELLN na tinatawag. So, the goal of ELLN is bawat bata mula kinder to grade 3 is tinuturo ang magbasa to become good reader and enumerate. Siguro noong mga elementary days natin kung naalala nyo pa, 'di ba, is yung teacher natin is tinatawag tayo magbasa isa-isa. Ito yung paraan nila para ma-enhance or maging isang good reader tayo para kapag tungtong ng ibang baitang is hindi mahirapan yung bata sa pagbabasa. So by the help of the teacher, ito yung sila yung nagga-guide at nagtuturo upang ma-improve yung kanilang pagbabasa or yung kanilang reading skills. So next is the exit assessment. Are you familiar with the exit assessment? So exit assessment is to identify the skills, knowledge, and behaviors that learners gain. So example na exit assessment is yung National Achievement Test or yung NAT, N-A-T. Di ba nung grade 6 tayo or mga high school tayo is nag-test tayo ng NAT. Yung paraan ng pagte-test ng NAT is hindi siya bilog, hindi siya encircle, kundi shaded siya. For example is A, B, C, D, then sa tapat ng A is meron siyang mga bilog-bilog, and B meron ding mga bilog-bilog, and C may mga bilog-bilog. So yun yung doon ka mag-shade ng answer mo. So yung NAT is ito yung result ng NAT is ginagamit nila to evaluate and determine if yung mga graduate learners is pasok nga ba sa or na-meet nila yung learning standards ng curriculum. Next is the letter C, which is the career assessment. So here naman in career assessment, when we say career, is ito na yung parang gusto nila, yung desired profession nila. So itong assessment naman ito ay isang pagsusuri o test na isinasagawa para malaman ang interest ng mga students. Pwedeng makatulong ito upang maging guidance nila sa pagpili ng kanilang desired profession. So, letter D is the accreditation and equivalency assessments. So, ang example nito is yung ALS, Alternative Learning System. Are you familiar with ALS? So, yung ALS this is the free educational program na ipinatupad ng DepEd. So, sa tulong ng DepEd, yung mga older 16 years old to older na hindi nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral ng elementary to high school is pwede silang mag-take ng ALS para sa ganun maipagpatuloy nila yung nasimulan nilang grade level. So, sabi nga nila, diba, education is not a race. Kahit na matanda ka na, pwede mo pa rin ituloy yung pag-aaral mo kahit na hindi na siya pasok sa, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, kahit na hindi na siya pasok sa grade level na papasukan mo, why not, diba? Kung pursigido ka namang mag-aral, pwede. So, lastly is the grade level placement assessment. So, here naman in grade level placement assessment is ito yung paraan para matukoy ang antas o grade level, ang angko para sa kaalaman ng edukasyon ng estudyante. So that is the assessment through of the Bureau Education Assessment. So isa-isahin natin ulit. So first one is the Early Language, Literacy, and Numeracy Assessment. Second is the Exit Assessment. Third is the Career Assessment. Four is the Accreditation and Equivalency Assessment. And number 5 is the grade level placement assessment. So, the other part of the topic may continue.
So, dito sa number 5,
Sinasabi na ang DepEd order na ito ay naglalayong tukuyin ang mga pangunahing detalye at proseso ng bawat assessment tool na ginagamit sa evaluation ng mga mag-aaral sa Philippine Education System. Kasama dito ang mga sumusunod: target clientele or mga mag-aaral na layunin ng assessment, purpose or layunin o dahilan ng paggamit ng assessment, design o pagsasaayos o pagbuo ng assessment, test administration procedures, proseso ng pag-a-administer ng assessment, at utilization of results, paggamit ng mga resulta ng assessment. Sa number 6 naman, ibig sabihin naman nito ay ang mga patakaran at gabay sa pambansang pagsusuri ng pagkatuto ng mga mag-aaral para sa K-12 Basic Education Program ay ipapatupad sa mga pampubliko at pribadong paaralan sa elementary at secondary sa buong bansa, which is napatupad na ito noong school year 2016-2017. So, tayo yung mga third batch sa K-12 program na ito. So, ito ay isang hagbang para matiyak na ang mga mag-aaral ay nasusukat at nasusuri ang kanilang mga natutuhan sa ilalim ng K-12 program. So, dito naman sa number 7, sinasabi na ito ay mananatiling epektibo hanggang school year 2023-2024 kung kailan natapos na ang unang batch ng mga mag-aaral sa K-12. Maliban kung ito ay ipasura, amyendahan at kanselahin lahat ng umiiral ng mga utos at memorandum na may kaugnayan sa pagsusuri ng pagkatuto ng mga mag-aaral na hindi tugma sa gabay na ito ay ikakanselado or kanselado. And lastly, sinasabi naman dito na ang pagpapalaganap at mahigpit na pagsunod sa utos na ito. Ito ay nangangahulugang ang mga paaralan at iba pang mga sangay ng pamahalaan na may responsibilidad na ipamahagi at ipatupad agad ang mga patakaran at gabay na nakasaad sa utos na ito. Ang layunin nito ay tiyakin na ang mga direktiba at alintuntunin ay maipatupad na maayos at walang pagkaantala.